It's finally time for me to talk about the last book in the Grisha Trilogy. I've been reading the Grisha Trilogy so that I can read the Six of Crows duology, and today I'm going to talk about the third book. So this is going to be mostly a reading vlog where you can watch me read and react to the book. I honestly don't really think that there's a point to me trying to explain what the third book is about. It's the last book of the series. It's Alina Starkov going to save the world. I mean, that's what she's supposed to be doing in this book, with her pal Mal and all of her other friends. I am so bad at explaining books. I don't know why I even do this. But yeah, you get it. The Darkling is trying to rule the world, and Alina is gonna try to stop him because she is the sun summoner. She's gonna try to find the third amplifier, which will make her super strong, and then she can defeat the Darkling. That's basically the thing. In short, I really liked this book. I thought it was better than the second one, which I think the second one had a little bit of a, I guess, middle book syndrome. Whereas this one, I really feel like it pulled through, and I feel like it really wrapped up the series well, in a really beautiful way. It took a lot of turns that I didn't expect, which was fun. It was surprisingly a lot slower than I thought it would be. The pacing I found was quite slow because the entire time they're working towards this one goal of you know, getting the amplifier and defeating the Dark Lord. So it was quite slow, and at the beginning I wasn't really like that into it, but like the more time we spent with the characters, the more into it I got, and by the end I was just like so here for everything. I cried at points, but it was also really heartwarming at points. As for like a spoiler-free review, I can say that I like this book a lot. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It didn't like blow my mind, and it's not necessarily the best YA fantasy series I've ever read, but it is definitely fun and one that I'm really happy to have finally read. I'm very happy that I now know these characters and this world because, oh wow, I really love the world in this, and so I'm really happy that there are more books that are set in this world because I want to like get to know all these other cultures. But anyways, I digress. All in all, really liked it. I would give the first book 4 stars, the second book 3, and then the last book 4 stars again. So now let's head into my reading vlog where you can watch me read, and then in the end I'll be back for some spoilery thoughts, I suppose. Okay, they're in this underground area, and this whole underground area time has gone long enough. Like, I'm quite bored, to be honest. Can't they just like go up and find Nikolai or something like that? I just want something fun to happen, you know what I'm saying? Which will happen because something just happened where they stood up against the apparat. Alina, Mal, and some of the other people, they're gonna leave, which I'm very excited about because I found the entire first 50 to 60 pages, I don't know, really kind of like... The last thing I read, though, was kind of interesting because we had the Darkling show up. Well, Alina did like the magic thingy where she appeared before the Darkling, which like, I didn't know she could do that. That was kind of cool, and I don't know, I still really like their interactions, and I still really like that pull to the dark side that Alina feels. I'm just excited to see where that's gonna go. I'm at page 182. Lots has happened. Wowie. Okay, they were out of the cave and they were just like walking around, and then they got attacked, and then Nikolai was there, or Nikolai, I still don't know how to pronounce his name. He was there, very happy about it. He saved them, and now they're in this like mountain castle that looks really cool inside my head. I'm very like, it's so cool. Bagra's there. We love Bagra. She's just so wonderfully annoying. I also love how we got to see like the little boy who like I guess Bagra's servant. I really like that we are finally like getting to know him a little bit. This little cute boy who wants to like learn how to fight, which is interesting and makes me think like he's gonna die, which I'm not excited about. Let's see what else happened. I'm really liking where Genya's story is going. I love Genya so much. She might be my favorite character aside from Mr. Dark Lord. I just love how she stood up against the king, even though that must have been so hard for her to do. Man, the king is such a douche. I We don't like him. I'm also really hoping that we're gonna get to see more into Nikolai's head, if that makes sense. There was that moment where Alina walked out of a room and she looked back and she saw Nikolai sitting there with his head in his hands, and I was just like, oh man, Nikolai must be going through a lot right now, and he's always pretending to be this like strong, cool dude, which like makes him really cool, but like, you know, he's kind of mysterious because like we still don't really know who he is, in the sense that he just like changes himself according to the situation he's in. I want him to sort of have a little breakdown. I think that would be a great moment for him. As for Alina, this book is making me root for her and Mal again. Like at the end of book 2, I was just like, just cut it off already. It's just not meant to be. And now I'm sitting here like, oh, can't they just work it out? I do like how tortured the whole situation is. It's so hard for them to be together, but like they clearly both love each other, and it's just, you know, Mal's just such a good guy, and like I just want Mal to be happy, but like I don't know if he can find happiness with Alina. Like once she gets that third amplifier, she's gonna go ham. Like she's gonna go crazy, and I don't know, I hope Mal's okay, that's all. Also, I have the feeling like we are going to really discover something big about both Alina and Mal when it comes to that place where they're both from with the 2 pillars, because it's where they're both from, but they're both orphans, so like they don't really know where they're from. Them going back there, and like I don't know, I feel like they're gonna discover something big, not just about Alina but about Mal as well. Like there's something about Mal that makes him different. Maybe like that will be like the reason why he's such a good tracker and stuff like that. I don't know. Very excited. I just want them to get there already, because now they were talking about this plan on like how to get there, and they were gonna like take a detour, and I was just like, no, like can't we just get there already? Like this book, honestly, I feel like a lot has happened, but also I feel like nothing has happened. Oh, and while we're talking about like more negative stuff, I guess, I also kind of am finding that the side characters are just falling quite flat for me, in the sense that, you know, they have this whole crew, right? They have, you know, like David and Genya and Tamar, but then there's like also, what's his name? Harshaw and Nadia, and what was that other guy's name? Feared something, Fred, I don't know. Like they have this whole crew, and like most of them, I feel like I don't know them at all, and some of these people have been here since literally the first book. Like Nadia was in the first book, I think, and like Zoya and stuff. Like I remember Zoya a little bit, but like Nadia, I'm like, who the hell is Nadia? This is what I meant. In the first book, I was saying that we weren't getting a lot of interactions of Alina with other characters aside from Genya. There are all these people that I feel no connection with whatsoever, and I'm supposed to care about them, and like I feel like there was an effort made to make them more real by giving them like a little bit of a personality, but like they're quite one-dimensional, honestly. Like I feel like Nadia she's like the bubbly one. There's that guy who's obsessed with his cat. I didn't know these people because they were never mentioned, and like there wasn't enough time spent for me to build any kind of emotion and attach any kind of emotion to these characters. And I find that so sad, because I really like it when there's like a big cast of characters that like I feel attached to every single one of them. Like I love every single one of them. And here all these other people, I just don't know. I don't know, like who are they? That frustrates me, and I wish I'd gotten to know them better. And part of me is like, did I not pay attention while reading these books? Even Tamar and, you know, like the twins, Tamar and what's the other one's name? I mean, I have really bad memory. I will say that. Tamar and who's Adric? Tolia, Tamar and Tolia. I feel like I don't know like what's their personality? Tell me one personality trait of either Tolia or Tamar. One of them's really big, as in like large. That's all I know. And one of them uses axes. But aside from that, like I have no idea what kind of people these are. And that frustrates me. But aside from that, I still care about the overarching storyline, and I just want to know. I just want them to get to the pillars. I want to see the Darkling again. Like he's just the coolest character, and like I miss him, quite frankly. So can we get to that, please? Thank you. Oh my god, okay, so lots of stuff happened again. The Darkling just like came in and he was just there all of a sudden, with his little monsters, and he turned Nikolai into a monster. Like, is he one of them now? Is he one of those monsters now? I don't 100% understand. Nikolai turned into a monster. I'm so sad about that. I just like, oh, so now they're gonna have to save him. They're gonna save him, right? He's not gonna, I mean, yeah. I really want to see Nikolai on the throne. I think he would make such a good king, and I want that for him. I just think he's lovely. I love him. It's one of the first times in this book that I really like freaked out reading, because honestly, like, up until now it's been like quite a chill read. I don't know, like, but now I was like freaking out. I was like, no. And Baghra fell. I think, did Baghra sacrifice herself by like throwing herself over the edge? I was 100% convinced that the Darkling was gonna like kill his mom, but apparently he's not that evil just yet. Oh, by the way, we found out his name. It's Alexander or Alexander. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's a very common name, but it's not like Bob or Mark. I was like, Alexander sounds dignified enough, right? I don't know. No offense to anyone called Bob or Mark. Also, Nikolai proposed to Miss Alina, which was just so cute. I mean, I don't, politically it's a good match, but like, I don't, like, and I think they could be happy together, but like, it's not like I ship it or anything. Wow, but I really, like, this is some weird love triangle. No, because there's 3 guys in one group, so there's 4 love quartet. Yes. There's this weird love quartet, and it's like, it's a bit much for me, honestly. Like, I kind of get sick of it sometimes. Honestly, I don't know who Alina would be best with, because at the beginning of this book I was like, not her and Mal, because that's just not gonna work, and I was like, maybe her and the Darkling are destined to be, because they are kind of like one of a kind, both 2 of a kind. Politically, Nikolai would be a good match, but then like her heart is with Mal and will probably always be, but like, it can't be, so like, personally, I don't know. I am worried that Nikolai's gonna die. Like, I feel like one of them is gonna die. Like, Mal might actually die. Definitely some big characters are dying, right? So they find this firebird, and then like a bunch of stuff happens that like I was just confused by. Like, first Alina almost falls down the cliff, and then like, but Mal's got her, right? And then this weird stuff happens between them, like she feels this kind of power or whatever, and I was just like, what the hell's going on? And like, it was like they both knew, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then like, and then he managed to get her back onto the cliff, and then the firebird attacked, but then it didn't attack for some reason, and like, both Mal and Alina knew what was going on, and I was just sitting here like, what? And now they're saying Mal is the 3rd amplifier? What do you mean you just know? What do you mean? I'm sorry, like, was I not reading? Am I just dumb? Hold on. The jolt slammed through us at the same time, the same crackling shock we'd felt that night in the woods near the banya. I don't know what happened that night in the woods in the banya. Like, I don't remember. I told you I have really bad memory. No, I thought desperately, not this, but it was too late. I knew. How does she know? I'm so confused. I really hope there will be more explanation, because I am an idiot. Also, I do want to say that, like, in the last couple of chapters, we've been spending a little more time with the group of the gang. I'm starting to understand who is who, and I'm starting to, like, enjoy their presence a little bit more. I quite like Zoya. I've always kind of liked her. I like that she's just kind of like the mean girl, but she's not pitched as a villain. But holy crap, man. I can't believe Mal is the 3rd amp. I need to keep reading. Jesus Christ. Wait, no, I'm not ready to go yet. Hold on. Does that mean Alina needs to kill Mal? Alina, she needs to kill. Oh, I didn't think that through. This is gonna get dramatic. Oh my god. Mal is the 3rd amplifier. We knew that, but so he's Morozova's descendant, as in like because, okay, when they were explaining this, when like Alina was like putting 2 and 2 together, I was not doing that. I was not with it. Sorry about the noise. They're literally redoing the bathroom here. But I need to talk about this right now. Bear with the noise, I don't care. I actually had to go back and check like Baghra's backstory Baghra was Grisha, like as in like dark Grisha, and her sister was not, and then Baghra accidentally killed her sister with the cut, but then Morozova brought back the little sister from the dead, which made her an abomination, which like made her an amplifier, and then they thought she was dead, but apparently she's like probably like Mal's great-great-great-great-grandmother or something. Is that... Oh my god. And Alina going to see Alexander, can we call him Xander? She went to go see him at fucking Geramzin. Everyone dead. That, like, yo, that broke my heart. Oh man, he's so cruel. The Darkling is so cruel. He will literally do whatever it takes to... the things he says to Alina. Oh, they made my blood boil. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so mad at him. But also, I still think he's, like, the coolest character. Like, I still 100% obsessed with him. But, like, oh, he makes me mad. Oh, he's evil. And now, okay, so, like, the whole thing is, like, Mal is gonna have to sacrifice himself to become Alina's amplifier so that she can defeat the Darkling. But now, it says David has an idea. We love it when David has ideas. Let's see what David's got to say. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't into Mal and Alina anymore. Listen, I've changed my mind. The whole thing is just so tragic. Like, she has to, like, kill him, and, like, all this time, they were just, like, meant for each other, and it's just so sad. Man, I feel bad. I do hope that the writer had the balls to, like, go through with this and, like, make Mal die. Part of me still feels like they're probably gonna, like, end up happily ever after together, and I kind of don't want that. Like, I hope that, I don't know, I like a bittersweet ending, okay? So I want to see some death. I mean, I don't. It sounds terrible. I don't, but, like, also, like, you know, I want some tragedy. You know, I want to feel something. Also, 100% Misha, that Misha kid, he's gonna find his way into battle and die. Also, 100%, their plan is stupid. Their plan is so stupid. Like, I know they're trying to get out of the whole killing Mal thing, but, like, clearly it's a bad idea. Clearly that's not gonna work. Clearly, like, it's a stupid plan. Like, it's such a stupid plan, and we all know it's not gonna work, and we're gonna have to resort to, you know, killing Mal. So the plan was a bust, you know? She had to kill Mal, and she actually did it. That actually, you know what? I was surprised. She actually did it. She went and did. She put that knife right into his heart. And, like, the chapter ended with, like, Mal breathing again, and I'm like, they're gonna cop out and make Mal come back to life, and that's just so... I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, like, I want Alina to be happy, but also, like, it's kind of a cop-out, and I don't like it. What I did like was how the third amplifier spread out her powers instead of having it all within her, which I think is such a beautiful metaphor, and I love that. I love that now it's not just, like, her power and she's, like, the saint or whatever, but now it's like, you know, everyone gets, but you get the power, you get the power, you get the power, you know? You know what? I really like that. And also, I, like, cried a little bit when the Darkling died. I just care about that guy, man. Like, I really like how this book portrayed him in the sense that he wasn't just a villain, but he was seen as, like, you know, like a human being who, you know, slowly turned into a monster. And Alina saw that even as he was dying, and she, in a way, showed him mercy, listening to his requests and calling him by his name. And it was just so sad for him to realize that he was truly alone, you know? Oh man, it was sad. It was really sad. I liked it. And we're back. I've read the GRISHA trilogy now. I did it. I always heard very, very, very conflicting things about this trilogy, and so I wasn't quite sure I was gonna like them, which is why I never bought physical copies. But, like, I kind of want them now, because, like, I really enjoyed reading these books. I think one of my favorite things about the series is the world. It's a world that I would love to visit, and I'm very happy that there are other books written within this world that I now get to read, so I get to experience different areas of the world with different cultures, because I feel like there's so much more to explore, and that's just really cool. The whole story, now that I think about it, it's not like the most original idea necessarily, because it's kind of like a typical chosen one trope type of story with a little bit of like a love triangle or even love quartet type of situation. You've got the fight of good versus evil. It talks about the corruption of the system, the gap between rich and poor. But I don't know, I still really enjoyed it. I think it's super fun. I think especially if I had been a teenager when I read this, I probably would have like been obsessed with it. So like as a YA fantasy, I think this does its job really, really well. I think it's great. A lot of the characters here are just super fun to hang out with, but also like compelling in the sense that they feel like real characters. They have their ups and downs, their good, their bad sides. I think that in the end is what makes me care about them, I guess. I don't know. I think Alina as a main character is not my favorite, but I think it could have been a lot worse. I don't know how to explain this. She's not necessarily the most likable character. I remember at first being worried I wasn't gonna like her because she was very much like feeling sorry for herself and like having like really low self-esteem, when like really I don't really know what she was complaining about. And then she gets whisked away and she's all special and stuff, and it was a little bit like, oh, is this gonna be like a special snowflake type of situation? And it dabbled, it went in that direction sometimes. And I felt myself going, oh, Alina. And in some ways, it did kind of go there in the sense that, like, she had so many guys fighting for her attention, like the Darkling, Mal, Nikolai. They were all into her, right? All for different reasons, but still, it's a big brush on the ego. And at some points, I got a little bit, like, iffy feelings about that. But I feel like her character, and ultimately her character growth, her character arc, really went above and beyond that sort of more shallow stuff. And when you look at her at the end of the series, you really can tell how much she has changed from the girl that she used to be, and she has found power, you know, within herself and not, you know, because of external forces. So ultimately, I do really like Alina as a character. I don't know if I explained that well. My favorite character is still the Darkling. Sorry about it. I think he is a very tragic character, and I would love to see a book written from his perspective, like how he became who he became, because God, his death was just so heartbreaking to me. Even though like I think he's evil and what he did was terrible, but like there's reasons why he became who he became, you know, like he must have just felt so lonely all the time. I don't know, I'm very interested in his character. And also really like Nikolai, which I heard that King of Scars is about him. I didn't know that, so after I read the Six of Crows duology, I might get into King of Scars, because I mean, I love me some Nikolai. He is just a top-notch guy. Yeah, I've got a lot of Leigh Bardugo to still read. Although I do have to say, like, I'm reading the Six of Crows right now, you know, which is great, but I'm realizing that, like, for the last couple months, all I've read is Leigh Bardugo, and I kind of feel like I need to read a little wider. I might take a Leigh Bardugo break after Six of Crows, or after I finish a duology. But yeah, that has been me reading the GRISHA trilogy. That, I think, is going to be all for me today. I am going to go back to reading Six of Crows now, and then I guess I'll talk to you in my Six of Crows video. Yes.